Recording in progress. Our dear friend Marcy sent me a funny text yesterday. Thank you for that, Marcy. Yesterday, sometimes I come on the screen and I point down and I'll say Puma pants, and she thought I said poopy pants. So thank God that's one of the lessons that I've seemed to be making progress with. But anyway, here's Puma pants. Puma pants. So I thought I would just stretch the school analogy to its nth degree. I'm really having fun with it. I hope you're enjoying it. Um, I would like to admit, I think upon investigation, we all might note a couple of core issues that we came in to learn, whether it's communication or getting along in relationships or uh, courage and strength or whatever the core curriculum might be. But for me, it's definitely, I've noticed, I mean, from the jump, it's been this feeling of belonging and struggling with abandonment based on what I was born with. I ain't complaining, trust me, but it's just my whole life was set up to deal with it, and then all the corresponding adventures, misadventures, pain, trials, tragedies, tribulations, heartbreaks that have come from that have just continuously taught me the same lesson over and over again. And gosh darn it, I hope I'm I hope I've learned a lot about it and wouldn't necessarily have to come back and repeat that again. But I'll leave that up to the headmaster. Anyway, in all this talk about school and the seriousness of university and making sure that we graduate, I did want to lighten things up a bit, and that's with the topic, of course, of electives. Now, you remember when you went to university, it wasn't all just the core curriculum. And on earth, the core curriculum is clearly moral virtue, communication, relationship, living harmoniously, being self-directed, being honest, being altruistic, being of service, all, the core curriculum. You're passing these classes or else, But there's also electives, and what are some of the electives? Well, there's there's all the things that are fun. Maybe your elective is piano, or it's music, or it's poetry, or it's athletics, or it's whitewater rafting, or it's business. Your big fun is being a business tycoon. And some people love their curriculum so much that they just repeat that so many times that they become insanely good at it. What do I mean by that? Mozart walking up to the piano, not walking, being held at the piano when he's 18 months old and he already knew how to play. You know that. I know some of you have very musically gifted children. It's almost as if they never couldn't do it. And these are the people who have their electives, and they come to university because there's no place more fun than Earth. I mean, where else can you go with rapids and water slides and instruments and all the joyful means of self-expression that's here on Earth? Now, there's one caveat when it comes to our electives, and electives are the most wonderful thing to enjoy, but some people, it's only their elective. And we see some people who are great artists or great business tycoons, or they're the top of their field, and they're also horrible people. So that's rather obvious. The best doctors in the world that are miserable to their co-workers, or the business tycoon who's the best at business in the world and treats everybody miserly, or the great musician who has God-given talent, gifts, and abilities, and is just terrible to be around. Now, the only reason I use this example is because of his turnaround, but I watched a special on Elton John, who clearly came on earth with great, great pre-existing talent and desire to create and to enthrall us all and to be a magnificent icon of artistic virtue. But when he was in the midst of his fame and fortune and some of his other, how shall we say, character defects, man, there's videos of him being about the most awful person that you could imagine. So really good in one thing, really bad in some of the core things. Now, Elton, of course, has gone on to clean up his act a lot and has become a much more comprehensive whole human being. But isn't that one of the things that makes Earth University so fun? Are what we come here to continue to expand. And also, get this, you can start a brand new elective at any time. I've started the elective of music later in life, and I'm going to be carrying that with me for lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes. It's going to be easier next time. Next time I get to be rich and famous. But um, we all have these things that we're working on, and as long as we stick with the core curriculum, being a good person, continuing to learn, self-study, being faithful, being worshipful, being kind, being of service, learning to cooperate, being good in relationship, being honest and moral, all these things that Earth School is mostly here to teach us, the power of thought, the primacy of consciousness and God, then wow, these electives are off the scale fun. I hope you're enjoying yours, and if you're not, start some new ones. That's what I recommend. Anyway, Earth School is out this week. We'll see you tomorrow. I'd love to get your opinions on this, whether you think it's remarkably cogent or silly and over the top. I'll see you tomorrow.